The story of the fiery furnace is one of the most well-known accounts of faith and courage in the Bible. It is found in the book of Daniel chapter 3 and centers on three young Hebrew men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who were exiled in Babylon during the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar had a massive golden image built, likely representing his power and gods. He decreed that whenever the sound of music was heard, all people in the kingdom must bow down and worship the image. Anyone who refused would be cast into a blazing furnace. This command placed the Jewish exiles in a dangerous position, as their faith taught them to worship only the Lord. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood firm in their faith. When the music sounded, they refused to bow. Their disobedience was quickly reported to the king. Nebuchadnezzar was furious, but he gave them one more chance to comply. He warned them of the furnace and even mocked, asking what God could possibly save them from his power. The three young men boldly replied that they did not need to defend themselves. They proclaimed that the God they served was able to deliver them from the fiery furnace, and even if he did not, they would never bow down to the golden image. Their words demonstrated absolute trust in God's sovereignty, whether or not he chose to rescue them. Enraged by their defiance, Nebuchadnezzar ordered the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual. The fire was so intense that the soldiers who threw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into the blaze were killed by the heat. The king expected the three to perish instantly. Instead, Nebuchadnezzar was astonished to see not 3 but 4 men walking unharmed in the midst of the flames. He described the fourth as looking like a son of the gods. Believers recognize this as either a divine angel or a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ. The fire had no power over them. Their clothes were not burned, their bodies untouched, and even the smell of smoke was absent when they came out. Nebuchadnezzar called them out of the furnace and witnessed the miracle with his officials. He publicly praised the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, declaring that no other God could save in such a way. He even issued a decree that no one in his kingdom should speak against their God, under penalty of severe punishment. The fiery furnace story remains a powerful symbol of steadfast faith and divine protection. It shows that God is present with his people even in their greatest trials, and that obedience to him is worth more than life itself. It also demonstrates that faith does not demand rescue as a condition. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were willing to die rather than betray their loyalty to God. Their deliverance stands as a testimony that God's power is greater than any earthly authority. This account has inspired countless believers through history to remain faithful under persecution and to trust that God is with them in the fires of life, whether he delivers them or strengthens them to endure.